Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, Football Talk. And today, your boy is back at it again with another reaction video. Today, we got all the cool things you can do in college football 27 from the man himself, Eric Wayweather. Man, oh man, I'm super excited to watch this, man, because I heard there's a lot of, unique things in 27. As much as people want to say, oh, it's the same game and they didn't change anything and this and that, we're going to see what 27 has to offer. And some of these things maybe you guys didn't even know was in the game. Cuz I feel like a lot of times, like, there's things in the game that not everybody, either the game mode you don't play or you just haven't seen it in your playthrough. So these videos are always super helpful for not only people that have not played the game, but even people that have played it. Without further ado though, let's jump right into this. Let's go.
There's a lot of cool things you can do and see in College Football 27, and most people don't know about it. From talking trash in rivalry games, to one-handed catches, to mascot distractions, and just a bunch of little hidden details
Wait, you could do
the game has
mascot
that you might not know were
distractions?
there. Let's take a look at them. And we got to start with the funny field goal distractions. When the away team is kicking a field goal in Minnesota, for example, you'll notice the mascot will spin his head on the big
Oh,
the
wow.
duck eyes just staring down your soul, which is pretty funny. And in other stadiums, you'll
I ain't gonna lie, that's funny and terrifying at the same damn time. Jesus Christ. Just imagine that just staring at you. Oh my, imagine this at nighttime. Woo! Oh my God, they got Ohio State. Bro, this is so creepy, bro.
get the same effect as well, like in Ohio State when Brutus is staring at you while you're trying to make a crucial kick. But what's really funny is when you miss the kick, sometimes the mascot will even taunt you and make fun of you, which is pretty
The mascot taunts you? What?
One of my favorite things every year about the college football games are the music. So
that's
for
funny.
example, you get the swag surf from the Auburn band during kickoff.
Kickoff to get us underway.
And there's nothing like the big nighttime run out for South Carolina.
South Carolina. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it.
And they even added some other cool songs this year, like this one.
Action.
You gotta talk about Zombie Nation for Penn State when they enter the stadium. It's iconic. But also the first defensive snap of the game where they play Mo Bamba too and the stadium goes crazy.
Bruh, the Obama one.
Little gets the blood boiling. Rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk. Now all be settled on this field. It's the Minnesota. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under.
I remember, I think it was last year that they introduced this into the game. It might have been 25. I think it was last year, though, if I'm not mistaken. When they introduced the mobile thing and, like, it made the quarterback not be able to snap the ball. Bro, I remember when they introduced that. That right there was so awesome, bro. So cool. It made me want to play with Penn State. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I just wanted to see, or not even play with them, play against them. Just to see how it really feel, bro. It was so crazy. And then people made comparison videos to real life versus the game. And it was pretty accurate. It was pretty damn accurate.
Conditions.
And at the end of the third quarter at Michigan, you get Mr. Brightside, and not only does the song play, but the crowd sings along with it too. Check this out.
Through 3, and it is all locked up as we take a look at the stats.
Oh, nah, that's super cool.
Made of as we open the fourth, all tied up. So first down, we'll open up the final period.
And probably one of the cooler things in college football is at the end of the first quarter, the Iowa team does the wave to the Children's Hospital.
Oh my God, love this. This is one of my favorites, bro. This is one of my favorite trinkets. The wave, bro. And by the way, there's a documentary about this, about what, you know, how this started and things. This one right here always has a special place in my heart, bro. This one right here is one of the coolest things like in college football, in my opinion. If you guys do not know, they are waving at the Children's Hospital. The kids, they get to, you know, they get to watch the game. They watching it, you know, obviously through the glass and stuff like that. And like, bro, it's just a super dope thing, bro. Like, I always will love this, and this will always be one of my favorite things, bro.
As we get a look at the numbers.
This is so cool.
And of course, Tsunami Bounce, you'll catch this at plenty of games throughout your time playing College 27.
Get our first look at them in this one. And here's the big fella, senior tight end. They'll try to feed him today. They say the tight end's always open, and he seems to always be, and he's always making big plays.
And what's a football game without Zombie Nation?
The 30-yard line.
Yeah.
So BYU's offense gets
Synonymous
its
with
first possession of the game. And this running game might have a huge...
And I mean, maybe the coolest one of all is Enter Sandman for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, Enter Sandman is a classic.
Before a game.
Thank you, Holly. Really looking forward to this matchup.
Oh, I wish they had showed the night one. The night one is
And you know when you're playing at Oregon, you're going to hear this.
25-yard line, they'll mark it at the 24, and good work by the coverage unit. So Arkansas's offense will have the football first, and they'll be met.
Because this is one
I
of
didn't even know Oregon had that.
pass rushes in the entire.
Now, in my opinion, the coolest thing they added this year is the trash talk for rivalry games. So the best one, of
trash
course, is
talk.
Ohio State and Michigan. When you do this game, they're going to talk trash in the tunnels before the game. They're also going to
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the trash talking is my favorite thing in the game. Obviously, that's like presentation and stuff, but I love that a rivalry game actually feels like a rivalry game this year. This right here, when they first showed this in the trailer, bro, I lost it. This is like super dope to see. Obviously, both coming out, Michigan and Ohio State. I mean, that hatred for each other is something that it's hard to explain. It's just, if you go to one of these schools, you absolutely hate the color. You hate people saying Ohio State. And if you're Ohio State, you hate people saying Michigan. Where you from? Oh, I'm from Michigan. We got beat. It's one of those. We automatically got problem. And you might be a nice person, but I just can't hang out with you because you from there. This right here, bro, is super dope. I haven't seen too many other like the rivalry thing. I think this one might only be for Ohio State and Michigan. I haven't seen any other one though that comes out like the locker rooms and stuff like that.
talk trash on the field a little bit.
I could
as
be
well.
wrong.
But any rivalry game you play, you're going to see it gets chippy, especially
Yeah, I
before
like the
or after a big play.
chippiness.
They're going to chirp at each other on the field, and it
Look
just
at this.
makes the game feel more intense because this is how
the
rivalries are
LSU
in
and
college
Ole Miss.
football. And also another cool thing is when you win a game on the road against a rival, they will talk trash to the crowd as well. Now, if we're talking
Wait,
about
they talk
something-
trash to the crowd?
Traditions like all the different banners that were added.
Oh,
to
I
the
did
game
not
this
know
year for a
that.
number of teams. So in between plays during game intros, you're going to see the student sections with these flags in the crowd, and it just makes it feel more like the actual stadium environment. But if we're talking about traditions, it goes deeper than that. For example, when you score a touchdown with Nebraska, you're going to notice that the crowd is going to release the balloons into the sky just like they do in real life, which I think is a really cool
Oh,
attention
that's
to detail.
dope.
It's a nice touch that just makes the game feel more real. But you also have cool sounds that play, like when Oklahoma State scores a touchdown.
Touchdown, Cowboys! I like it. You're backed up.
Oh, the cannons.
And you go.
Or when UCF
man,
scores
I
a
love
touchdown,
that.
they let off the smoke, which again is something they do in real life. So it's cool to see that attention to detail added into the game itself. And when you make a
It
field goal with West Virginia, you're going to hear the rifle shot.
Kicker will try to punch one.
Oh, they have a rifle
41
shot?
yards away. Never a doubt. And with that, they
And even before kickoffs for a lot of teams, you've got real sounds like the horn that plays for Navy.
about to kick it off and get this game underway. He'll start the
Like a
return
light
inside.
And it goes further than that. They've upgraded the nighttime entrances even more this year with crazy light shows, drone shows, pyro. You've got lights
Yeah,
in
the
the
drone
crowd.
shows
so
look
even
really,
those big
really
night
good.
games now feel exactly as big as they would in real life because there's nothing like a night game in college football.
Yeah,
There's
it's-
just nothing
it's
like
just
it. And many
different.
teams have their custom traditions for
yeah,
when
the
they enter
Baylor
the
one,
stadium, but one of the
when the
coolest ones that
fans
was added this
run
year
out.
specifically is the Baylor line. Now, this is something that's been asked about for a couple years, and they finally got it in the game this year, which I think is really cool. I'm glad that they added this.
It is.
Ryan's all in on his beauty brand. He uses Canva Business to design professional ads. So instead of guessing,
And going back to rivalries, we've got almost all the rivalry trophies in the game now, like a literal egg for the Egg Bowl, or an actual turtle
there's an
for
egg?
Ohio State and Illinois, which I ain't gonna lie, probably the cool.
There's a turtle ball. I didn't even know this was a thing. That is cool though. That I did not even know this was a trophy. What the hell? They have an egg bowl and a turtle bowl. Okay, wow. This is crazy. I didn't even know this was a thing. Super dope. This, I ain't gonna lie, the turtle one is very unique. It's very
looking trophy in my opinion. Let me know below which one you think is the coolest, but I mean it's kind of hard to top this one in my opinion. You've
It
got the
definitely
bronze
is.
boot for Wyoming and Colorado
I like the
State.
bronze
I mean,
boot.
No matter
I
what
do
the
like
rivalry
that.
is. And one of the new ones that were added this year, and one of the coolest in the whole game in my opinion,
the
is the victory
victory
bell
bell.
for the game between Duke and North Carolina. I mean, just look at this thing. But the game gets a lot crazier than that when you look at the mascots. I mean, you've got the little Pop-Tart from the
Yes, the Pop-Tart!
Pretty crazy.
My favorite.
A ton of new mascots added this year. At this point, almost every single team in the game has their mascot. I think
This
there's
is
only a
crazy.
handful that are missing at this point. And you know, some of these teams have some really crazy looking ones, some ugly looking
Yeah,
ones,
I
and
was
they do
just
a
about
lot
to
of
say,
different
yeah, some
antics
of 'em.
pre-game, on the field, during the game. But probably the best one in my opinion is when you score a touchdown with Minnesota. A lot of times, their mascot's going to literally spin their head after the touchdown, which I think
I'm
is
not gonna
pretty
lie
funny.
to you. That is
And
that
another
is
little hidden
funny and
detail
dope.
you might not always notice is sometimes before the game, the mascots will literally mess with each other. And then we got to talk about the turnover
the
celebrations, like
mascots
the
mess with
305
each other
belt for
too?
FIU that was added, or the Maccoon chain for Eastern Michigan. Almost every team has some type of a turnover celebration at this point, and you're going to see all the new ones that were added this year, like the skulls for Boise State and the sword at Coastal Carolina, to go along with all the other popular ones that were already in the game, like the Savage pads at Georgia, which is just one of the coolest looking things you
Definitely
can put
is.
on after you get a turnover, in my opinion. But the traditions go even further than that. One of the new ones that were added this year is Utah lighting up the U after a home game. As you can see, this is one of the most unique ones in all of college football, and
Bro,
I'm glad that
this
EA
is
added this to the
so
game.
dope.
Kind of makes me want to do a dynasty with Utah, if I'm being
I
honest.
was just about to say that it makes you want to
One of the
play with
coolest
these
things
teams.
by far are all of the crowd themes, and this year even more were added, and you can actually set them before each game. I mean, the checkerboard at Tennessee, probably, you know, top 3 in all of college football.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you've got the iconic whiteout at Penn State. Definitely cool to do for a night game. You've got the pink student section that was also added for Penn State. The helmet stripe
didn't
theme
even
for
know
Penn
that you
State,
had the
another one
pink
that looks really cool. But you go
student
around every
section.
team, you can set them before the game. North Carolina has a really cool stripe out that I think looks great. And again, the fact that you could do this for any game now, I think is a nice added addition to the game. You've got things like the complete gray crowd at ULM. I mean, that's a unique one you don't see every day. Oklahoma State has some of the coolest looking crowd themes. I mean, look how they striped this from top to
I didn't know Oklahoma State was doing it like this. The one thing I don't like about Oklahoma State is that you're pushed right against the wall. That's always been one of my gripes with their stadium, is that literally you're pushed like right against this wall. But the crowds, and like he said, you can set these before every game, which I think that is one of the most unique things about College Football 27, is that you can set them. You can do custom for your crowds. I think that's something that maybe a lot of people don't do, or, you know, kind of glance over, however you want to say it. This right here, though, is definitely one of those where once you find out you can do it, you're doing it pretty much for almost every game, if you can. I mean, if you think about it. Oh my God, this is super dope.
bottom. And then they also
so glad
have
that
this
they
type of a
added-
theme where they stripe it side
Right,
to side
added
as well.
this.
But they've got some of the better looking ones in the game. Then you go to Texas A&M, the red, white, and blue crowd, definitely top 5 in college football. Each deck a different color to represent the USA. I mean, you play a game with this crowd, that just feels like college
This
football.
is crazy.
You've got the Mississippi State, one color on the upper deck, a different color on the lower deck. I like the different
I didn't even know
things that
some of
teams
these
do.
had that.
Utah has their own kind of checkered-ish pattern as well, which I think is really cool, that I feel like not a lot of people know about.
Utah got a
People know
very
Tennessee for
unique
this, but they don't think
stadium.
about Utah, who also does this as well. I mean, Virginia Tech's got the Hokie stripe, I believe this is what it's called.
yeah.
And then even for rivalry games like Georgia, Florida, one side is one fans, the other side is a different set of fans. So
What? Oh my God, this
rivalries
is
in
so
college.
dope.
You've got the Texas fans on one side, Oklahoma
did not know
on the
they
other.
did this.
And when speaking of crowds, almost every crowd in the game at this point has some type of a hand gesture that they do for their team,
Yep.
or some type of a cheer that they do. You've got Mississippi State with the bells, which is iconic. You've got Oklahoma State with the paddles. I mean, it really just goes on. And you even got crowds that wear bibs now for the different teams as well, which is pretty funny.
Oh, they got
But when
the
it comes
crowds
to
with the
gameplay, there's other
bibs?
cool stuff you could do too, like one-handed catches. And I feel like a lot of people still don't know that you can do this. You press the LB or L1 button and you can go for
LB or
one-handed
L1.
grabs. Just make sure that you're pretty open when you do this, because if you
I did not know this right here existed. This might be a long reaction, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can see it's already been 17 and this video is 15. But anyway, I did not know you can go for these one-handed catches like this. The animation looked fire too. I ain't gonna lie to you. This animation looked cool. I just hate that it has to be an Alabama player. But anyway, the animation and you being able to go for one hand, I'm gonna tell you guys this. I bet you some of you guys have tried to do it where there's a lot of people around and you haven't been able to do it. And you complain that, oh, I can't do the one-hand catches anymore. Guys, these are used for when you're open. And I mean open. Not you think you open. No. When you're really wide open. That is what these are used for. You're not supposed to spam this. This is a unique thing. Remember that, guys. I feel like some people do not know this or remember that, and they just want to spam the one-hand catches because obviously it looks cool. But remember that.
take a hit, these are pretty easy to drop, but it's nice to kind of showboat on people a little bit. Sometimes, even when defended, you can still pull these down, especially with
damn, you
time-based
could do it
catching
even
this year.
defended
It's
too.
possible. And when it comes to hurdling, I mean, you can jump clean over people. It just kind of depends on the animation you get, if I'm being honest.
shit.
But if you press triangle or Y when you're one-on-one with a defender,
I ain't gonna lie, hurdling
really
always
just
scared
jump
me.
over his
'Cause I always
entire
felt like I
body
was
and
gonna
embarrass him,
fumble.
which is pretty funny in my opinion. Now, another one of the coolest details in the game is the colored turf, but it kind of even goes deeper than you think. So, of course, Coastal Carolina has that turquoise or teal turf, which is really loud. It's hard to look at, but I think it's personally the coolest
Definitely
one
is.
right now in college football, and I just think they're a fun dynasty team because of this. They also updated the Coastal Stadium as well, as you can see on the back end here. But
It kinda
doesn't
reminds
stop
me
there.
like
Eastern
a-
Michigan has the great turf.
like
You
a
can
high
also see
school
that they
stadium.
updated the Eastern Michigan Stadium as well. This is a team
I ain't
that
gonna lie, I
actually had
kinda
a lot
fuck
of
with the
updates
Eastern
this year,
Michigan
which is
one
pretty
a
cool when you
little
look at
bit
the
more.
stadium. But that great turf is kind of becoming a little bit
Ooh,
iconic in
especially
itself, and I'm a big
this.
fan.
This
Start your days with something sweet at Lidl from July 15th to July 21st.
But when we're talking about turf, I mean, you got to talk about Boise State.
this will always
for
be
this,
one
that
of my
blue turf.
favorites.
It's hard to look at. It's hard to play on, but like I said, it is iconic at this point. And they
Definitely
also
is.
made some updates to the Boise Stadium itself. Another cool detail that people might not know is the orange 2-yard line and 11-yard line to honor Ashton Genty and Kellen Moore, who were both Heisman finalists. That's something I think new that they're doing this year, and EA already has it in the
Nah,
game,
that's
which I think is
cool.
pretty nice. And you can't forget about the Carolina Blue 22-yard line at North Carolina in honor of
yeah.
legendary tailback Charlie Choo Choo Justice. But since we're talking about fields and stadiums,
Iconic.
look at Mizzou, for example, who got a complete redo of their stadium, finally up to date in the game. You've also got big updates to the Memphis Stadium. I think actually one of the coolest stadiums in college football, another fun dynasty team because of the uniqueness that they have across the board. But the
Memphis had it
stadium
like
stuff doesn't
this?
stop just there. For example, at Mo State, if you check in the back of the end zone, you can see the football car just sitting there. Or at FSU, you could see the Chief on the horse at the back of one of the end zones as well. You could even see the doghouse on the sideline at a Georgia game, which is pretty good attention to detail. And you could even see Bevo, the literal bull, sitting in his pen if you look
man.
around the Texas
He's
Stadium.
one of my favorites.
And speaking of stadiums, there's a lot of
he,
real
right?
NFL stadiums in the game. I mean, here's a few. The M&T Bank Stadium, which you'll get if you play the
they got the
Army and
Ravens
Navy
Stadium
game.
in
But you've
here?
also got some other ones like the Dolphins Hard Rock Stadium, where the Hurricanes also play. But there's tons of different NFL stadiums for different bowl games and things like that in the game that you can find. You've got the Jacksonville Stadium for the Georgia and Florida rivalry. So if you actually look around, you'll notice that a good bit of the NFL stadiums are in the game that you can actually play at. And I mean, if we're talking about cool things you can do, we got to talk about some of the celebrations, like the 6-7. They added it this year. I mean, it's popular.
Oh
in real
my
life.
God,
It's
they
kinda
added
funny.
the
A lot of people think it's
6-7.
stupid, but if people are doing it in real life, they're going to likely put it in the game, and you can actually do that this year. Another one you could do is the fake leg cramp or the fake hamstring pull, which I think is kind of funny because we do see a lot.
Wait, you can do the fake hands? Oh, you can do that now? How you do that? Maybe he explain. I'm not gonna lie. When they first started doing this, I'm like, oh no. And then it was fake. Just don't spam it. I say this. It is a super cool one, but just don't spam it. Cause then what if you actually do catch a cramp? Like I always thought about that. During that celebration, you're doing the fake cramp thing. What if you actually catch a cramp? Now everybody's thinking, oh, you know, he's just celebrating, right? He might be going overboard a little bit, but he ain't cramping or nothing, right? The next thing you know, you can't get up, and you got to call for the medics. Come on now. That's the only thing with this. You got to be very careful because, boy, if you actually do cramp, ain't nobody gonna believe you.
A lot of players do that nowadays. I mean, you can literally even troll your opponent after a touchdown, which I don't know. If I'm playing online, this is probably one of the ones I would do for sure.
I bet
And
say
how many times
online
have we
would
seen
definitely
this one? I mean,
be-
I know it's kind of something Cam Ward started, but it's kind of evolved a bit over the past couple of years, and it's just funny that you can also do this in the game. And there's even other new ones that they added this year, like this one that they
never
call
knew the name of
Peekaboo,
it.
but I mean, it's kind of funny because it's kind of become a meme after the Drake
Oh, the
music video.
Peekaboo.
But yeah, you can also do this in the game now too, which can really annoy your opponents. And that's really just scratching the surface. I mean, there's a ton of new dances and
online
things that you
players
can do in the
will
game. They're
crash that.
constantly updating these every year, and this year there's more celebrations than ever before. I mean, dude, you could even clock
Got a
it
little
after you
swag
score a
with it.
touchdown, which again, you know, some people might think it's stupid, but it's kind of funny in my opinion. I mean,
You
there's a lot
can
of stuff you
clock
can rub in
it.
your opponent's face this year.
Wait.
with all these new celebrations.
Wait. You can clock it. Wait. Imagine playing online against somebody. You scored a game-winning touchdown, and you just hit him with the clock it. Oh my God, that's the clip. That's the clip, guys. The clock is the clip. That's the clip. Oh, bro, you know how mad I'll be, bro, when somebody hit me with the clock it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm crashing out. That might be the one time I do crash out. I ain't gonna lie to you. Somebody clock it on me, bro. Yeah, we got.
Celebrations.
It's
And
we
another cool
live.
detail I like is what happens when you're playing in playoff games or bowl games. There's custom end zones for when these games take place, so it
Ooh,
makes
I
it feel
like
pretty
the
big.
custom
Even in the
end zone.
Pop-Tart Bowl, you get the sprinkles in the end zone. You get the sprinkles on the sideline. So
I ain't gonna lie, the
love that
Pop-Tart
attention to
Bowl
detail. They
might
even
need
put
be
the
more
bowl game
like
stickers on the back of helmets
one of the
now. I
playoff
don't know if they
games.
did this last year. I want to say that they didn't do this. So this one is actually a new thing. They even have the green quarterback signal caller type deal on the back of the helmets as well. You could see the college football playoff, the different bowl game patches on the jerseys, which those were in the game previously, the national championship year. So they kind of go all out for
It
these
looks
different
really good,
postseason
too.
games. Now, funny enough, there was also a bunch of cool new interesting things that were just added in an update a few days.
Alrighty, guys. God damn, I've been recording for almost 30 minutes. This is a lot. The clock really just that right there tipped the scale for me. Imagine you just lost the game. Imagine you just lost a national championship online and somebody hit you with the clock it. I'm logging off. I'm going to sleep. I'm crying in my bed. I don't know. Like I'm gonna be so mad that was happening to me. But let me know in the comments down below what was your favorite thing that's in College Football 27, and maybe you found some stuff that wasn't in this video that you can also let us know about. Let's talk in the comments down below and let's see. I appreciate you guys for watching this one. Love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.